Hello everyone, welcome to Canteen Cup. My name is Scott. A little bits of odds and ends today. I know it's been a while since I've been on YouTube, but I've been busy. I work in real estate and it's blowing and going, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But a couple other things. I got something new. Hopefully you can see that. That's my tiller. And I want to talk about my stupid tax. I had to pay stupid tax on this. And let me see if I can show you. This is my PTO shaft that goes on the tiller. And it comes in two pieces. There's a piece that goes in here, which is this. And then there's another piece that kind of looks like this. It goes on my tractor. Well, that piece is missing. And what had happened is when I bought it from the dealer, I loaded it on my trailer, and then I drove home, bippity bump on the road. And what happens is, PTO shafts, they slide apart into two pieces. So on the way home, I lost half of my PTO, and I went back and looked for it, and I think somebody might have picked it up. But I went back to the dealer, just to talk about crazy stuff. I went back to the dealer and asked them how much it would cost to get a PTO shaft from them. Because, they're not going to owe up that they, could have helped me a little bit on that. But anyhow, they told me if I bought a PTO shaft from them, it would cost me $900. Yes, sir. $900. If I just bought the pieces to fix that, that would only cost me $1,100. So I basically told them to pound sand, and I went home and I got on the internet and I found me a PTO shaft and clutch for $165. It's on the way here. I don't pay stupid tax very often, and I consider this not too bad. I could have paid a lot more, but stuff happens. It really does. So why I got the tiller and what's going on? Well, we are getting ready for a fall garden. Right now, you may see I have a bumper crop of pokeweed, and this is one of my little garden patches right here. I'm just letting it grow for right now. I've already kind of prepared that. I've got to add some amendments to it when we get ready. But what's going to happen is I'll bush hog that down, and then I'll take that big tiller and I'll turn all this stuff back into the land, back into the soil, and add some organic material. So that's one little project we got. And then starting from, let's see, well, I know you can't see starting from, but and I'll pan this around. All this back here that you can see, we're going to turn that into garden from about there all the way back to about there. That's my chicken poop pile, and that and some topsoil will also go back here. And again, I'll do the same thing. I will first I'll subsoil it to break up the top layer of crust. I'll add a bunch of amendments, and then I'll go back and till it all in, and then this all will be ready for a fall garden. So it's taken us, we've been here right at about 2 years now, and we're finally, really starting to grow things. We've got tomatoes and onions and jalapeno peppers and such growing, but not on a real large scale. We've got elderberry coming up. Maybe we'll get some fruit next year, and some blackberries, maybe next year. And so that's kind of interesting. But this will be a fall garden, and then all back there will be a fall garden. I'm not sure what we're gonna plant yet. Maybe field peas and turnips, and maybe some garlic. All right. Listening to the White House, they keep telling us that there is no inflation, or it's transitory, but everything is fine and there's no inflation. Well, let me give you a couple examples of this no inflation. My tiller went up about $100. Actually went up a couple $100 from a year ago. Gas prices I've been kind of tracking, and back in February, a gallon of mid-grade, and that's what I put in my truck, is mid-grade. And yeah, it costs more than regular grade, but I get better gas mileage, and my truck likes it better. But back in February, I think a gallon of mid-grade gas, not Sam's or Costco's, but I try to buy what's called high detergent gas. Again, that's supposed to be better for my engines. I'm trying to make my trucks last. Was $2.75 a gallon, and even before that it might have even been less. But today, actually yesterday, I bought gas and it was $3.35. That's a pretty big increase, 6 or 7 months. I think even before, I think I was paying as low as $2.54 a gallon for mid-grade gas, and now it's $3.35, and I paid as much as $3.50 a gallon. So no inflation there. Bought any bacon lately? That's going up. Here's a funny one. I like to wear Crocs. Now, I am a relatively new Crocs wearer, but I have discovered I really like to wear them, and I wear them most of the time when I'm wearing shoes, when I'm wearing footwear. The only time I put my boots on anymore is if I'm going chainsawing and out in the woods, where I might, maybe turn an ankle or hurt myself some other way. Then I'll put boots on. But for most stuff I do anymore, I'm wearing Crocs. So anyhow, about a year ago, I bought a pair of Crocs, the ones with the canvas, not the plastic, but I wanted to try them, and I bought a pair for $38. And now it's about a year later, a little over a year later, and it's kind of time for me to get another pair of Crocs, because I kind of start to get holes in the canvas where my big toe is. And I went online to buy a pair of pretty much the same model, and now that's $58. So it went from $38 last May, because I bought them on Amazon. You can look back on your orders, and then today, $58. Nothing to see here, folks. No inflation. Keep moving. Yeah, buddy. All right. But now I want to put something to you. I want you guys to think about. This no inflation is getting worse. They keep saying it's transitory. It only just lasts. But it's not. It's getting worse. And a lot of indicators, a lot of economists are saying that this may be a persistent inflation. And oh, by the way, this pandemic recession that we're in, well, according to the people who determine when a recession starts and stops, said that the recession stopped last year, that it only lasts about 3 months, and we haven't been in a recession. So, if I was at my desk, I'd be able to send you the link, but you can look it up. I think if you go to Breitbart News, I get an email from them, Breitbart Business. It'd probably be in there somewhere. But anyhow, inflation is still here. And, even the Federal Reserve is talking about steps they can take to maybe curb inflation. Well, here's the rub. One of the ways, or probably one of the very few ways, that the federal government or the Federal Reserve can decrease inflation is by reducing the amount of money in the system. And one way they do that is by raising the interest rates, okay? That happened in 2007, 2008. Remember how that went? But here's the rub this time. And I want you to think about this. When the feds raise the interest rate, what they're raising is what's called the prime rate. And that prime rate affects anything where interest is involved, including loans and mortgages, car notes, that interest rate affects everything. Some loans are based on a fixed interest rate. In other words, when you sign your loan, like let's say to buy a car, it'll typically say something like you're going to pay $30,000 at a payment of X amount of dollars a month at an interest rate of, we'll say, 5%. And that means over the life of the loan, it's 5%. Okay? Well, some notes are based on the prime rate. In other words, whatever the prime rate is, that's the interest you're going to pay for that particular month and every month thereafter. So if the interest rate goes up, you pay more money. If the interest rate goes down, you pay less money. It's kind of like an adjustable rate mortgage. And those aren't good for anybody. But getting back to this, if they raise the prime interest rate, considering that our federal government is somewhere in the tunes of being in debt, somewhere around $30 trillion, okay? If that interest rate goes up, guess what? Those payments that the government has to pay their lenders goes up. See where I'm going? We may, if it goes up too much, we could end up defaulting on our loans. We could be like Greece. Remember Greece? So that's something to think about. So, they backed themselves in a corner is what they've done. They've lowered interest rates down to almost nothing. They borrowed money up to their ears. And now there's so much money out there in the market that the value of the dollar is going down. And that's why the prices of goods are going up. And the only way you can stop that is to take money out of the system. And the only way they can do it, or one of the only ways they can do it, is by playing with the interest rates. But on the other side of that, they go too high. So on the one hand, if they go too high, they may default on their loans. But if they don't go high at all, then the value of the dollar goes down. And that means our prices go up more. So it's an interesting thing that they've kind of got themselves backed into. But, well, that's life, right? All right. So just a little look here. This is the jalapeno patch. We're doing well this year. Onions. Tomatoes. These little cherry tomatoes my wife loves. I'm not a tomato fan, but she loves them. I forget what they are, golden something. And then our regular tomatoes. Again, not a big crop, but we got something in the ground this year. And that was the idea. Look at all those cherry tomatoes. I hope you're seeing those. All right. And then over here, that's probably some pokeweed there, but in the back there are, that's blackberries right there, I think. And then those are some muscadine grapes. And so that's us for this year. A little bit of something. Every year we try to do a little bit more. We've kind of gotten busy with appraisal work, so we haven't been as diligent in the gardens as we should have. Of course, the rabbits are happy. You know how they are. All right, and then let's see if I can just turn around this time. Back in this patch, right back here, are blueberries. And then back here, can't really see them real well, but I've got 1, 2, I think I've got 5 out of the 6 elderberry bushes growing. And so hopefully next year we'll start getting elderberry. Looking forward to that. And then every now and again we get a random, like a squash plant growing from somewhere. I don't know where they come from, but they just kind of pop up. I imagine the birds are bringing them. But every year we get some type of squash plant growing somewhere. So that's pretty much it. Again, I just wanted to update everybody a little bit and let you all know that we're alive and well. We're just busy doing stuff. So it's been raining the past week. It's supposed to rain today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. But if it dries out, one of the things I got to do is I've got some Roundup or generic Roundup, and I got to start spraying on all my gravel because it's starting to take over. So I got to get rid of it. But you know, it doesn't pay to spray it if in a couple hours it's going to rain. So hopefully, maybe by this weekend it'll quit raining enough where I can come out here and take care of business. All right, everybody. That's all I got. You know, a lot of people are saying it, and I'm with them. I think bad things are coming, and I think you need to get ready. You know, whatever you can do to get ready. Stack food to the rafters, get a water supply going. We've been reevaluating some of the things that we're doing, and we are moving things more towards more preparedness stuff. You know, if this cookie crumbles, it's not going to be pretty, and the better off you are now is the better off you'll be later on. You know, we're devoting more time and resources now to food production, and that's what we got to do. That's why we got that tiller, so we can do more quicker. So all right, that's all I got. I went a little bit longer than I planned to, but everybody stay safe and stay secure, and we'll see you.